Rabbitohs Radio Podcast, the number one source for everything South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Welcome to another edition of Rabbitohs Radio. My name is Grant Chappell. I'm joined by my loyal co-host and friend, Darren Browny Brown and Big Les from Big Les's Rugby League Podcast. What's on, boys? 3 and 1.
Yeah, it certainly is, chaps. And how good is it? And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Playing the first game of the round, you get a win. The Roosters play the next day. They lose. What a weekend it is.
So it's perfect, mate. Absolutely perfect. The only thing I'm spewing about is that I probably won't be playing this weekend. That's it.
It's been raining, yep, in Sydney. If anyone's from watching from out of town, it's belting down here. So we had the rain jackets on to get over here, Brownie, but I think we diverted a few times. There's localised flooding, but we'll battle on here today. Don't worry about that.
We can't let the rain stop us.
No, it won't dampen our spirits, mate. 28 points to 18 out there at Acor Stadium. A game that, look, just forget the second half. What about the first half? 28 blot, dominated just about every category on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and we'll probably go through the stats in a short time. But, yeah, it was a wonderful win by the boys. Like you said, chaps, it was a game of two halves. We came out in the first half, a really controlled first half, which set it up for the win. And, convincing win. And 3 and 1. Unbelievable.
Pretty amazing first half, especially against, that Penrith pack. You put the team this side by side and, Penrith still have a lot of blokes out. For us to be that dominant through the middle, I think you had to give a lot of credit to guys like Mawale and LeBlanc when they came onto the field. Havili, which we spoke about as well in the car. Kepi, the way that he started that game, the first few minutes, it was unbelievable, great performance.
Well, look, let's read out their team. Moses Leota, Mitch Kenny, Lindsay Smith, who sort of come on last year, Scotty Sorensen, Liam Martin, Isaiah. They've had their fingerprints on 4 premierships, most of them blokes, bar Lindsay Smith. It was certainly a fair effort from our forward pack to not only match them, but I think they got right over the top of them in the first half, just with enthusiasm. They just had a will to win, and they wanted it more than the opposition. It was pretty simple as that. I thought it was a very simple game plan. A lot of one-out stuff early in the tackle count, little shifts, little spreads, just getting a lot of the 1%ers right that we didn't get right last week, like kick pressure on the young number 70. They terrorised him. The work from Marker was outstanding. Look, there's a late change. I thought sort of a little sneaky one there. Davey Mawale dropped him back to the bench, brought back Junior Tola, the veteran, who has taken his time coming on. He hadn't had much game time or any trials or anything. And, I thought it was a masterstroke because Junior Tola, look, we've seen his first time he's cracked 100 metres in a long, long time in a game. I thought he was outstanding.
How many minutes did he play? Just curious. I think he played huge minutes.
Yeah, I think he played over 40 minutes this time, didn't he? Yeah, he hasn't done anything like that for a while. So, yeah, he's good for Davey. Sorry, for Junior.
He's a starter, isn't he, chaps? He likes starting the game. He likes getting involved very early. And from all the time that I can remember, he's always started the game. So, yeah, like you said,
it was only
chaps,
27 minutes, by the way. It just seemed like he was out there longer. But, 27 minutes. He got through a hell of a lot in 27 minutes.
Yeah, it was huge for us.
Definitely a master stroke by Wayne Bennett.
That's it.
Yeah.
12 for 134. You're averaging over 10 yards a carry, and if you can get that out of your front rowers. And off the kickoff, I think he's getting himself out to that 12, 13 metre mark. It just gives you a bit more of a chance. I noticed the Dolphins, they hardly got out to the 10-metre line off the kickoff last night. They got belted in that off the big Broncos forward pack.
Do you think he will start again this week?
Junior? Yeah, I think he's locked in his starting spot now,
yeah.
And just we'll get to the other bloke, the big tall fella, a bit later. But, look, it all started with high completion, high energy. The boys had a bit of a half break through Keon. I think he pulled out of a half a tackle. They had a line break down that left-hand side. And, look, I thought if he throws a double cutout, which was a tough pass on the inside to Cody, he scores untouched, but he kicked it through. And Cody Walker, who had an outstanding game, went through and tapped that one back. Wasn't sure what he was doing there and ended up getting a repeat set, and it was enough for us to put some pressure on, boys.
Yeah, well, the positive thing in that particular play, chaps, was the speed that AJ showed to get down the sideline. He's been out with a leg injury, for the best part of 6 months now, and the speed that he showed, I heard a stat with the sports science and the stats that he's got. He's back to his top speed. over the course of the injury rehab. So, yeah, it was really positive to see that. And like you said, Chaps, was the inside pass on? There was a lot of traffic in between them.
It was a tough pass.
There would have been a tough pass. Does the Penrith player knock it down? AJ put the kick in. Unfortunate bounce. The only way we weren't going to score that try is if the ball bounced on, and that's what it did. And Cody did extremely well to bat it back, but straight into a Panthers' hand. But like you said, we got a repeat set, and we got points on the board.
He looked quick, big left, didn't he?
He did. And just fighting for every play as well. I thought that was a big part of, even in that second half when we were defending our asses off, just fighting for every inch. I thought it was a really impressive effort, that first one.
Yeah, for sure. And then it led to the Keon try. I think Tallis Duncan had a little half break there, and in the end it was they tried to come up and in on Cody. And look, he's probably not known for his kicking game, but his short kicking game this year has been outstanding. He threaded the needle there, got one in behind, and Keon was Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, and like you said, Chaps, Tallis nearly went through. He got a really, really speedy play to the ball, which obviously helped the cause a lot. And Peter Mamazelis, it was about a 30-metre pass to Cody Walker. He was on the right-hand side of the post, cut out about 3 or 4 players. Yeah. And what I don't know whether a lot of people realise, it was only tackle 3. Eyes up footy from Cody, plays what he sees, just a natural footballer. Put a little kick in behind. Soon there was no one there. Keon chasing.
Poor Humphreys thought he was getting the ball on that swing shape. He was standing there going like this, and it just saw the ball go past him. But Cody just had the ball on a string the whole game. Even on Fox, we were watching the post game when obviously they were talking, and Cronk and all that were talking about the game, and there was a lot of talk about Jai. There was a lot of talk about Keon, and both of those guys played very well. But not a lot of talk about Cody. I thought that was one of his best games that I've seen in years.
Yeah, he's just an orchestrator, isn't he? He just controls the game, and I think he's really adapting to the captaincy as well.
Yeah,
he's really, really controlled and
not
firing up as much, but and that obviously helps his game. You know what I mean? But yeah, the rushing defence, they rushed up on him, and too smart from Cody. He just put the nice little kick in behind.
He leads the NRL in line engagement, so he's sneaky, getting his hands on the ball a lot, and I think a couple of times there might have been Blocker Roach a few weeks ago saying Cody's got to get more involved. Well, how much more involved do you want to be? He's the most involved player in the game at the moment. And there was one in the second half where I had the perfect angle. I was out the game. And they rushed up on him, and all he could do was this left foot kick, and it dribbled through the in goal and got another repeat set. I don't know if you remember that one, but I had the perfect angle for that. That was just such a brilliant touch from Cody. Look, he didn't throw the final pass for the next try to AJ, but he was involved in that one, just to tip it along the line. I think it was Jackie White and did a nice little catch and pass, and AJ just does what he does, gets into that corner, but unfortunately landed on a pretty tricky point on the shoulder.
Yeah, and I seen he put up a bit of a post. It's been so long he's forgotten how to dive into the try line. But like you said, Chaps, it was nice, beautiful, quick hands from every player. But the beauty about it was all balls were out in front. They didn't have to, there was no time wasted to, lean back and pull a ball in from behind or down below. All the balls were out in front, and the players could just run on it. And Jack White threw a nice, timely pass to AJ, and once again, AJ showed plenty of speed and toe to get to the try line.
Loving the preview we're getting of this left edge. It looks really silky in full flight. Cody, Keon, Jack White, and those guys setting up their outside men. Oh, we're in for a big year on that left
the
side.
lethal left. We used to score plenty of tries down that side.
Yep.
2 seasons ago, went away from it a little bit last year, but yeah, it was back in force on the weekend.
Was it the press conference for the captain's run where Wayne Bennett was there and a few of us around, and thought we were all mascots, but we weren't. We were there to ask a few questions. But someone asked a question about AJ. It's good to have him back, and has he lost his speed? And Wayne turned around and said, "We'll find out tomorrow night." And we found out, Wayne. Yeah, he's still got his speed.
Yeah.
And also anticipation. You can't buy what he's got anticipation-wise. 200 games. I think he ripped an intercept off with his busted shoulder late in the half, which stopped another little raid from the Penrith Panthers, who were shell-shocked in the first half. Look, Alex Johnston, I know he popped his shoulder there, but he gritted it out and bit down on the mouth guard and got himself to half-time. And I think everyone in the stadium knew that Bud Sullivan was coming out for the second half. But look, good on him for... Look, there was a couple... I think he could have scored another try. There was another one where they put him in a bit of space, or even Jai Gray kicked one in for him, but he just didn't want to go down and dive for it.
Well, he's very
protected that shoulder.
Yeah,
didn't
he did. Yeah, he was very tentative with it, wasn't he? But if there's a try on offer, AJ will get it done. Don't worry about that. And a bit unfortunate. Any update, Chaps, on his injury?
No, not that I know of. I know they're saying suspected scapula, a broken scapula. Wayne talked it down and said he'll be right, but we're not sure whether Wayne was onto it or not. But don't think he checks on wingers very often, Wayne. But, yeah, so hopefully it's a good result and he's okay. But yeah, it didn't look good at the ground. Off the ball, you could see him really favouring it. Fingers crossed that he's back because, geez, he adds something to that left side, doesn't he?
Yeah.
When he's on the end of one of those passes from the inside out where they go 2 or 3 wide. And look,
he's either scoring it or he's setting it up. He reads the game so well, knows when he needs to kick, knows where he needs to run. You can read the numbers really well. That fullback defender as well, he knows when they're coming and what to do in those situations too. So
196 tries now, is that about right? Yeah,
Yep.
Well, he's getting
close.
closer to the 200 mark.
What's he, 14 off Canovine, I think?
He's chasing 212.
So a bit more. Yeah,
Still got a few more to eat up. Yeah, look, Keon was in for another try. This one was a real Peter Mamazula's try, I think. Pistol Pete or the Greek Freak, whatever you want to call him. Pete, I thought he had a masterful game, and he had his hands on that in the Davey Moali try, didn't he, boys?
he did. It doesn't. How well does he read a ruck? Like I've never seen Pete, attract marker defence and play the way that he did. Just ball playing out of hooker and those little scoots that he had as well. Just he was
He's nearly unstoppable.
Yeah,
Close to the line, isn't he? He's done it a couple of times now. Try assist throughout the year. But I thought Havili did really well as well in this particular play. The tackle before, he dragged 4 players in and nearly scored himself, Havili, with a powerful run. And, Pete Mamazelis had the smarts. But Keon as well, nowhere to run. I think he ran at that young halfback, Talau, and he was just too big, too strong. He just dragged him over the line. And a couple of players came over late. But, great try to Keon and... the second try of the night.
He was on fire. There was the one they kicked through, and I thought, it's panic stations here. And Keon come from the clouds, picked it up, nonchalant, one hand, turned. I think he turned Tassie underneath. It was.
He looks very fit, doesn't he? Yeah. He didn't trouble him being out there for big minutes.
No, look, his stats didn't look mental or anything when you looked at him. But I mean, you scored 2 tries and. He sort of nearly pulled through a few tackles there at stages in the second half. He's real agile on his feet at the moment, almost like a centre.
Look, I'll put my hand up. I called for him to play in the front row, and look, still at stages I think he could probably do that. But if he's playing like that, we'll leave him on the edge. But look, a mixed second half, but he wasn't on his own there, was he? So.
No.
We'll go through that a little bit later, but great game by Keon.
Very defensive orientated second half. I think that we just got worked up that big lead, that 28-0 lead, and then we just wanted to defend it in the second. It looked like.
Yeah, it did. It looked like they sort of front loaded all their energy in defence in the second half, didn't it? And when they had the ball, you could throw a blanket over them at times coming off their line. It was generally big Ravalawa or Kepi did some good runs. Davey when he was on. Junior had a bit of a crack.
We're up against the best team that's probably one of the best in the NRL at chasing points, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, no Nathan Cleary there, but when he's there, they're just about unbeatable when they're chasing points. But I thought we did a tremendous job in that second half, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. And like you said, Les, very defence orientated, and it had to be. I mean, they only scored 12 points, but they threw plenty at us. Yeah. And they had a couple more tries that they could have scored where we got into position to stop them.
Yeah. With Davies' try, it was off a liver play the ball. It was very, very similar. I think couple of plays earlier, they had a similar look and they threw it out the back to Jamie Humphreys.
Yep.
And Davey ran that real close line, close to the ruck. And this time he looked off Jamie Humphreys again, staring at him, and he just hits Davey Short, who got legs tackled and went straight over the top of some good defenders too, Mitch Kenny and a few guys like that. So.
Well, it was a carbon copy of Sean Kepi, wasn't it, against the Dragons at Wollongong only 2 weeks ago. And credit to Davey. He got in between 2 players. I think Mitch Kenny was one of them. I don't remember who the other one was, but well done. And like you said, the no-look dummy pass out the back, it's just fooling them all every time. And like you said, Les, very crafty around that try line area. He's going good, Pete.
Yeah, he's really finding his own, and I think that as the as the weeks go on and he sort of gets used to that spine, positional, where everyone wants to be, he's just going to be really dangerous, Pete. I think that he's in for a massive season now. And that's huge, especially off the back of what we were saying in the preseason too, like how much competition there was for the hooker spot. I think that Pete's locked down that spot now until there's injury.
I think he'll gain a lot of confidence out of it as well.
He's doing 43, 44 tackles a game, so he's getting through it. Look, he has the odd missed tackle in the middle there,
but Wayne's trusting him to play 80 minutes as well every week.
Yeah, well, I think he
that's
played.
a good point. Yeah,
I think he played 72 minutes in the first game.
Yeah.
The next 2 games he played 80, and on the weekend he played 79.
Well,
because he got binned.
He got binned. He got sprayed for that one too.
We'll let you off that one, Pete, because there's only a minute to go.
And while we're on Pete, we might as well give him a bit of a rap there. He's, I think he's up there in the top 10 for try assists this year. He's number 1 for hookers. He had 3 try assists. At the same time, after 4 games, Cookie only had the 1. So he's not trying to be Damien Cook with his scurries out of dummy half. He doesn't have that pace, but I think he's got a bit more craftiness, I think, than maybe Damien Cook.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
He's more like the way Cameron Smith used to dissect a game. He'll set you up 3 or 4 rucks earlier to get you a couple of plays later or a few sets of 6 later. He's really just watch his eyes, the way he scans things out there.
Well,
he's only going to get better. Look, hookers don't really come good till their mid-20s. So it's only his first crack at what he's trying to do there. So well done to him. Look, and then the mighty mouse himself, Joey Gray. He was all over the field. He scored a try. He had no right to score. There was an ugly ruck. Someone got in his way. He picked it up. He's beaten 3 or 4 blokes to score that try. He should not have scored that try. Penrith had enough numbers in that tackle to stop him, but he pretty much just pulled out and said, I want it more than you do.
Yeah, great football smarts from Joey Gray, wasn't it? Because he seen there was a player in the ruck offside, and that was the Alamonte. Now, if Joey Gray doesn't score, it's a penalty try because who tackled him? It was Alamonte who tackled him. So he was clearly offside, but he had enough strength and he wiggled out of the tackle to get the ball down. So, yeah, great footy smarts from Joey Gray. And once again, just everywhere on the field, just a little mighty mouse. And I know he's probably leading our Player of the Year award. I know he's probably leading the Dally M's today as well.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. But to have the strength, Alamonte is a unit. Alamonte was playing. He had to get an exemption to play SG ball when he was 15 because they don't let you play above your age group. This is how big and strong this kid is. For him to be able to manhandle him, pull out of the tackle and get the ball down, it's ridiculous. I think pound for pound, he's one of the strongest blokes at South Sydney.
Well, before the Sharks game, he was leading the comp for post contact meters too. So
yeah, well, there you go.
He's he is a freak, and he's I think quite high up on that Dally M leaderboard too. So Joey Gray, be one to watch, bit of a smoky.
Well, we've spoke about it on the show, and we're going to welcome back hopefully Latrell this week. Obviously, there's rumours there that Latrell will play fullback. So he should. And Joey Gray, where do you play?
So we were actually discussing this in the car. I think there's a perfect opportunity here with the injuries in the back line, with AJ being out. Maybe you do throw Latrell at centre and you leave Jai at fullback.
Yeah, well, I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah.
I think Latrell will be the fullback. Wayne has indicated that Latrell is our fullback. He will be there. And I just think you got to have Jai Gray in the 17. So from my point of view,
where does he play then? Let's get that question. Where does Jai Gray play in round 5 against the Roosters?
If Latrell plays?
If AJ's injured.
Yep. If AJ's injured, Latrell plays, Jai Gray will be 14.
You reckon? We wouldn't throw him on the wing?
He's too small against them wingers. They're giants. The Roosters wingers.
They're big wingers, aren't they? It's the worst team to come up against size-wise.
I mean, if you're playing against Toho, maybe, but Daniel Tupu and
this is the thing,
and Dominic Young.
If it was anyone else the same size, I'd go, yep, I agree. But it's Jai Gray. His defence is what works.
Oh, look, mate, he'd handle the position without a doubt.
Yeah.
That's just, I think...
He'd do a job there.
100%. But I think just bringing him on as a 14, roving, you can play him in a number of different positions. I just think being a winger out there against them 2 monsters, they will aim a lot of traffic at him, especially with kicks. Yeah. And you don't want to put him under...
Do you rotate like him and Latrell on the wing? Don't worry about Latrell on the centre. You put Latrell out in the wing in defence or something like that, and you have Jai back with the kick receptions, the kick retrievals, the way
Well,
the way he
could.
brings the ball back. Is,
I think we spoke about it on the show
then
before.
In attack, you just switch him back over. You know, you
Yeah.
have him. Imagine him on the wing with no one in front of him, just running a straight line.
Especially
Jai
against-
runs sideways a lot. Probably loses a lot of traction yardage wise. If he just runs a straight line like AJ off the end of a Cody Walker triple cutout or
The
a
Chook's right
Latrell
defense
cutout.
is awful too. So.
And mate, they've been hopeless this year.
It's just
the Chookies.
we've spoken about it before in terms of swapping positions. It's the speed of the game, and there'll be a lot of confusion in it.
Wayne's
when
done
do
it
I go-
before. If you listen to the Packer Up boys, I think it's Den and Kemp, he had to do the same thing with Darius Boyd.
Yeah.
They swapped defence and offence at some stage. So Wayne's done it before.
Yeah, but many years ago, I think the game's changed a little bit since then. But
Look, the
look, who
transition can
knows?
be pretty quick,
Yeah.
and you can get confused out there. And,
Yeah.
and
There's
a
a lot
smart
of
team,
running.
smart team will pick it up. But
That's right.
I don't think the Roosters are in a lot of confidence at the moment. They seem to be able to grind for a long period of time, but they don't seem to be able to finish games off at the moment.
Well, look,
But
Brownie,
might be enough to confuse them.
We'll agree to disagree, mate.
Yep.
I'll come at you with a bit of a point of difference. I reckon that Jai Gray should play wing,
Okay.
left wing.
Well, yeah, but you want small forwards as well.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. This is true.
So let's just go through the halftime stats. I mean, I took a photo with the scoreboard out there just to might not ever see that again against Penrith. Jai, it was 28 points to 0, 72% possession. That means you've controlled the footy. Your forwards have done their job. 92% completion rate, outstanding. 6 line breaks to 0 against the 4-time premiers. 24 tackle breaks to 4. Again, we wanted it more than they did, and we didn't tug it under the arm. We did a bit with it as well because we had 6 line breaks.
Yeah. Well, it's stats like that wins games week in, week out.
Yep.
You can complete them stats every week. Completion is the key, I believe. I talk about it week in, week out. The game has changed in a lot of areas. It's science, the way it's played. But one area hasn't changed. You've got to hold the ball to win games. And that's by completing the sets. And we were really disciplined in the first half and completed our sets. And like you said, Chaps, it was really controlled game of footy. Second half, bit scrappy, but Wayne wasn't happy with the second half. But if we can put 2 halves together like that, we'll be unbeatable against any team.
Yeah, I think, as you said, Chaps, I don't think we're going to see this from Penrith again. I just doubt that when Cleary walks back into this side, that's the sort of performance they're going to dish up. But yeah, I mean, for us to control the ball that well against this side, you do have Edwards out, you do have Cleary out, but they're still a pretty good team on paper. And yeah, I'm super impressed with the boys.
They are, but I think that's starting to affect them now. They lose a couple of key players now.
Yeah.
Where they used to be able to adapt to it, but now once Cleary goes, they don't have the experience out there. You know, they've lost a lot of quality players
They're going to get
over
through
the course
Origin,
of 4 years.
I think Cleary's going to be the first bloke picked for New South Wales.
Do you reckon there's
how do
a
they
bit
get
of
through
a-
that period?
And Liam Martin.
Do you reckon there's a bit of an over-reliance on Cleary now?
Too
I think
much.
so,
I think it's
yeah.
too much. And that's why I posed the question on X the other day. What's he worth a season after the South just touched him up? They're in control of the whole game. What's Nathan Cleary worth per season now if Dylan Brown's worth 1.3? What are you paying for him?
Oh, he's 1.5 all day.
Yeah, it is.
No,
More.
I don't reckon. I reckon he's worth $2 million a season.
Yeah.
He's so much. He's nearly twice as good as Dylan Brown. Twice as influential, isn't he?
Well,
Yeah.
you have a look at the weekend.
Which is going to force them to lose more players. If you want to get him, if he's going to get what his true market value is, they're going to lose a lot more players. Or does he do the Tom Brady thing and take less money to have a more stronger team around him, where he's going to have more success? So he's got a couple of moral questions coming up soon. Nathan Cleary.
Well, was it based around his dad as well? You know, how long is his dad going to be at the club? Is his dad going to go to another club?
Well, it's a unique situation. Can they pay his dad, Nathan, through his dad? So there's no salary cap on the coaches. Say he's on 700, the dad. Well, we'll give him 1.5, the dad. We'll give Nathan 1. Who stops that?
Yeah.
Then his dad just does a transfer. Boom. That's why it's a situation where they can take a lot of advantage of it, Penrith.
Well, I'm pretty sure he brought the family home as well, so that would have been a... How are you going there?
Can we do that with Jai Gray? Is that Wayne's son? No, I don't think so. Not tall enough.
Anyway, they seem to be struggling at the moment without their key players. Their halves, on the weekend, they're very inexperienced. Where years gone by, if Cleary's out, Luai's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're starting to lose a lot of key players now in key areas.
But even Yowie, like, I think the best example is Vegas. You know, when Cleary went down, he got winded, got smashed by one of the defenders. I forgot who it was, but Yo was the first receiver for a lot of the sets. I think that was probably Yo's worst game I've seen since
I reckon
2019.
it was the scoreboard pressure. I kept looking up, going with 2 tries, 3 tries, 4 tries behind. He was throwing forward passes.
What about that?
The timing was out.
Yeah.
Poor old Yowie didn't have his best game, and I rate him as one of the best
Well, he
players
was
in the
taking-
game on his day. But,
He's probably taking responsibility and thinking it's up to me. I'm the most experienced player on the ball player here. I've got to try and get us out of it. And, yeah, things just weren't working for him, and I'm glad it weren't because we came away with the 2 points and we're 3-1 after 4 games.
Did they make a
Get that up
selection
here.
mistake by having that kid debut? Why didn't they use that Schneider? Because he looked all right when he
Yes.
came on. He's got
I agree.
experience. He looks up. He's got the big square shoulders. He takes the ball forward.
Good kicking game.
That kid sort of thought pass first. He didn't do a lot with the ball. He drop kicked it out in the fall. He was scratching his head. They took him off for a HIA or a knee.
I think Toy Lau's had a
assessment.
pretty similar development to Peter Mazulis. He came through the Melbourne system at the start and then went to Penrith. He's
Did
been there
too.
for a bit. I think he's 26 or something years old, Trent Toy Lau. He's played a few first grade games, but he hasn't actually started in the halfback jersey before. He had a real good trial when he played at halfback in the trial games. I think it was their first or second trial. He
Playing
carved
against
up.
Cronulla, he played all right, didn't he?
Yeah, and he had a few crossfield kicks that were just unbelievable. But yeah, like direction wise, kicking game wise, like how much did they miss Cleary's kicking game? They couldn't get a ball further than 20 metres off a kick. And
Well,
then,
that's what started our momentum, didn't it? We put pressure on that young Talau on the 5th tackle. I think it was the second set that they had in the game, and he knocked it on, and we went bang, bang, and we're down the other end.
compared to
on
to
a
Humphreys,
roll.
compared to Humphreys as well, like Humphreys was booting, like we were talking about it in the car.
He had a little
again.
bit of pressure on him as well, but he's getting the kicks away. You know, probably not as accurate as what he liked, but they're going long, and it's given us a chance to,
One of
to
them in
get
the
down
second
there
half
and
was
chase.
the biggest kick you've ever seen live. Just belted it 40 or 50 metres on the fly. We'll get to our bloke a bit later. But look, some key moments in that second half, without going over the whole second half there. I think it was they scored 2 tries already. It was 28-12. 9 minutes to go. They had to score in that set of 6. Papa Lee, he runs at the 2 smallest blokes on the field. He runs at Bud Sullivan, Jai Gray. Jai Gray makes the call. Spud drops off, strips him. It was just embarrassing for Papa Lee. Ripped it off him. The face on him, he looked over. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's when the cue was in the rack and we had him there. And I think the very next set of 6 was Ravalawa's tackle on Dane Laurie, where he just wanted to get rid of it, threw it over the side. Smart move, Dane Laurie, because the missile came in and just he had only eyes for his guts there.
It's not NFL. It's not NFL. If you can't throw the ball away and then prevent the sack. That's not how it works.
It wasn't incompletion. No, they had to do something with it, and there was some big moments there, wasn't it, boys?
Well, they were, and Jai Gray was probably in a couple of more as well. He was involved when he tapped the ball dead or nearly went dead.
Oh, what about that one?
They just missed scoring a try. I think he was involved in the Leota no try, which probably looked like a try. I think he made the tackle on Leota there. So, yeah, once again, he's everywhere, isn't he? Jai Gray plays with so much energy.
He's
Unbelievable.
going to be sore by the end of the season. He's made a one-on-one tackle on Adam Fanua-Blake. The following week, he makes a one-on-one tackle on Leota. Like, geez, he needs to just calm it down a bit.
He's averaging 23 runs a game.
Yeah,
getting through a lot.
heavily involved, and that's what I mean. Like, when you move him out of fullback, you lose a lot of those
Who's
carries
doing those
because I mean Latrell's carries are unreal. He breaks tackles, he gets offloads, things like that, but you're not getting the meterage from Latrell. Latrell's trying to create the next play.
Yeah.
A lot of the time when
he never misses a run on that 4th tackle to play the ball for 5th tackle. So
the outside backs there have got to put their hand up and look. Ravalawa's doing a tremendous job in that area. I thought he was outstanding on the weekend. His carries, he never gets dominated, lands on his front, makes 10, 15 metres every time he takes the ball, drags 2 or 3 players, quick play the ball, outstanding. And that's why, obviously, Wayne Bennett got him to the club.
have we ever had a winger that size?
No.
I can't remember. Most of our wingers are
Henderson
pretty slim.
Gill.
Henderson Gill, he wasn't that tall, though. This bloke's a monster.
Yeah.
Like, one of the biggest wingers we've ever had. 22 runs, 200 metres, 80 post-contact metres. When he does wind up. He goes a little bit deep sometimes off the tap off. I'd like to see him a little flatter when he gets the ball. He'll make more meters, but far out.
Yeah.
He's proving to be a sneaky good signing, especially if Jai Gray isn't in the starting lineup. We're going to need someone to do all those carries, and him and Isaiah Tass and Campbell Graham will do it when he's back. Campbell Graham, but it was something to behold there.
Well,
I've got to say.
That's the thing as well. Is there any news on Campbell Graham? Have you heard anything?
Yeah, 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah,
4 weeks.
It's a calf injury. Unfortunately, he played a lot of that game with the calf injury on. Boys, early favourite for Buy of the Year, Jamie Humphreys. Everyone's talking about him. Not just what he did with the ball in the first half. I thought his kicks were good. He's running the ball a lot. But what about his defence in that game, boys?
Oh, unbelievable. He's one-on-one. He shoots out of the line. Look, sometimes it's not good to shoot out of the line, but when you do shoot out of the line, you've got to come up with a tackle, and that's exactly what he does. Shoots out, ball and all tackle on forwards. His high work rate. Yeah, look, mate, he's changed our team so much in both attack and defence.
And once he gets fully used to being the 7 for South Sydney, he's just going to be incredible.
He's only played 5 games.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? And here we are talking about him week in, week out. For a rookie player to perform like he has, I'm Manly going to chase him.
What worries me is Latrell Evans. That's going to have big ramifications for us because we're paying Lewis Dodd a hell of a lot of money to not play first grade. Does that put pressure on our salary cap and pressure to retain Jamie Humphreys? He'd be on, I think he's on just about base minimum. He's going to want an upgrade. Where does that money come from? Who do we take it off?
I don't think that he'll go back to Manly after the way that he left.
The way he was treated, yeah.
Yeah, I
fair
doubt
enough.
I doubt it.
Yeah, someone. People are going to be after him. You're going to have to match what the offers are going to be.
They can take Lewis Dodd if they like.
But to answer your
no
question,
one's going to take Lewis for $650 at the moment on what we've seen on tape. He hasn't really put a great tape together in his first couple of games. Look, he might come good, Louis Dodd, but at the moment it hasn't happened. But we've got to do some get the calculator out there. I think to try.
To answer your question, chaps, Buy of the Year. Well, he's heading in the right direction, isn't he?
Yep. He's heading in the right direction for Rookie of the
Yeah,
Year.
exactly.
Yeah.
No. Did he? Yeah, is he available?
Yeah, he only played 2 games last year for Manly, so he's available. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't get.
He only played 1 game, didn't he?
Did he get? He hasn't been suspended this year, has he? No.
No, that was Hubby.
Yeah, Hubner. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
You get a mix up, Browny. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But,
hey? Well, they're both H's.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it.
They could be.
Similar size.
What about the boys off the bench? The start middles did a great job. Sean Kepi, I thought, had a great game again. Obviously, Tallis Duncan was out there, played really well. Junior had his 12 carries for $1.34. We've already spoken about that. But what about LeBlanc, Liver, and Davey? When they come off the bench, we lost nothing. We gained a lot of post-contact meters. Defensively, I mean, is there anyone defending better than Liam LeBlanc at the moment?
Well,
Unbelievable.
we say it week in, week out. He's probably one of the best defensive forwards in the club. But outstanding, our bench players, and they all had impact. And that's what you want from your bench players when they come on. They were all injected into the game at the right time. And to bring impact, they changed the momentum of the game. Like you said, chaps, so all their carries were strong. They were making inroads. And we've already spoke about Liver and Davey and LeBlanc earlier. But, yeah, outstanding. And that's what you want from your bench players.
I honestly think LeBlanc might keep his spot, to be honest.
100% he will.
For most minutes, he's played 47 minutes.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he keeps his spot.
How can
one tackle, he come over the top. I can't remember who it was, mate. The commentators had to mention it. I said, wow, what about this bloke?
Hubner's a little bit of Barney here on the way back from suspension. I think so.
Yeah, look, I think Hubner will come back into the team. But
did Liver hurt a calf injury again? He sort of hobbled around a bit, but he did come back on. I don't know. Maybe Liver's injured and LeBlanc takes his spot somewhere because
it's a good headache to have for Wayne, isn't it? Players putting pressure on each other now, and that's something that we haven't had over the past couple of seasons.
The past couple of weeks. We just the fittest blokes are out there, and now we're going to have a few back. We'll get to that one a bit later on, but. Keon, boys, will he play Origin 225? He's in some pretty good form.
Well, he certainly is.
I think he's putting pressure on
Les,
Angus
what do you
Crichton.
reckon?
Yeah, I think he's putting a bit of pressure on Angus Crichton. I think that there's a lot of pressure around that left back row spot.
Hamoli Olakwatu's in good form. We can't say he is, and he's playing some good footy.
I think Martin, just because of what Martin does in Origin,
Martin's
is
a
locked in.
freak.
He's a beast.
Yeah,
He's
first pick.
second row pick.
I think that left back row spot is honestly up for grabs. I think that Angus Crichton's had a very mixed start to the year. I think that Hamole's been good. I think that Keon's been really good. I think that Hudson Young's been really
right
good.
Side as well with Liam
Yeah,
Martin
but he played left for
club
Tonga.
footy?
Left for Tonga.
Okay.
So I think that all those guys will be up.
We've got some
fighting for
good
that spot.
edge back rowers in good form now, haven't we? So, yeah, look, Keon just keeps going the way he did in that first half. He'll be putting pressure on. He's been in that environment before.
Yeah,
He had a year off last year, but, yeah, if he can keep that form up, without a doubt, he'll be in contention once Origin comes around.
All right, boys, we've got the Roosters, a team we love to hate. They're coming off a bit of a loss this week out there next week at Accor Stadium. We're recording on a Saturday morning. If AJ is out, which it looks that way, I'm going to get you to name your back five right now. Les has sort of give us a sneak peek into where he's going.
Yeah.
If AJ's out and Latrell is back?
Yeah.
All right. You want me to go?
You go, Browny.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go with Latrell, one of the best players in the game when he's on, whether he's playing fullback or centre. He's a big game player. He loves to get his hands on the ball.
Left fullback or right fullback?
Fullback. Latrell at fullback. I will go with Rava on the one wing. Been outstanding. His carries, and we're going to need his carries over the next couple of weeks. I think Jack Whiten will hold his spot in the centres with Isaiah Tass. I think them two will be the centres. And like you just said, chaps, if AJ's out, I think we've got no one else, but I think Myers is going to have to come in on the wing.
Okay. Yeah.
Chaps, what about you, mate?
I'd go very similar to Brownie. Latrell at fullback, Michaela Ravalawa on the wing, and then I'd have Tassie probably left wing, right? And then I'd have Aitken right centre with Michaela Ravalawa and Jack White in left centre.
Okay.
Without confusing you, but that's how I bring in Aitken. I think he's back this week.
Okay.
He looks fit. He's played a lot of centre. He's very agile. He's a worker. It might be a little bit less work for him playing in the back row because I can't change Keon.
Well, you didn't
And
say Aitken was back. I'd have Aitken in front of Myers.
Oh, no, it's too late, mate. Too late, mate. You had your opportunity, mate. We gave you a chance. But because I can't change the back row. They've played 80 minutes every week. Besides Jai when he got hurt.
Excuse me.
But Jai and Keon in the back row, you just keep them out there. Bring Aitken in. You got a bit more of a defensive look. He's got a bit of speed still.
Did Jai get injured in the back end of the game? He went down for a bit.
He stayed down on that final try, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think even Michaela Ravalawa had a hand injury. They kept attending to his hand too. I don't know what happened there, but
Stop getting injured, guys.
Yeah.
My back five would be Latrell at fullback. As you said, guys alluded to, he's a gun, and at his best, he's a really good fullback. Looks fit as well. I think we're going to get a really good version of Latrell coming back into this team. I think that the yardage carries you're getting from Jai Gray is too valuable. I'd have him on the wing, similar to what you sort of said, chaps. Just a bit of rotation around there as well, and then getting Jai Gray doing those kick returns. I think he'd probably be doing them anyway because Latrell does like to turn a few blokes under on those kick returns as well. I'd go Michaela Ravalawa on that right wing. And then, same as you guys, I'd probably go Tass and Whiten in the centres. I think that's probably the way I'd go.
with Jai Gray, I don't reckon any fullback I reckon he's the only fullback this season who hasn't tried to dish it off to a winger on a kick retrieval.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him do it once.
He comes off the back fence every time he catches the ball.
He gets it and the wingers are there.
It reminds me.
He just goes, "You're not getting it. It's mine." It
Reminds
just
me
goes
of
straight up there.
Matt Sears when he
Searsy.
used to play at North Sydney.
What a
he
player.
just used to get the ball. Matty Sears had so much speed, and he just eat up as many metres as he could before he got to the defensive line.
Yeah.
You know, he maybe got hammered a couple of times, but he's taken them metres straight away because he's so quick over the ground. And, you know, you can pick up 20, 30 metres just there.
Yeah, Blake Tuff was doing that when he came in the first couple of years as well, just taking the metres that were on offer with his foot speed and all that sort of stuff. Boys, what about the 3-2-1 for week 4? The tallies are up. I think Jai's out in front with 22 watt at the moment. There's a couple of blokes chasing him.
Yep. Well, he's going to go out even further in front now because I'm going to give him the 3 points again. Jai Gray, I might be a little bit biased, but once again, I thought he was in everything. He scored a crucial try, came up with a couple of big plays in the second half, which stopped the momentum of the Panthers. And I'm going to give him the 3 points. Jai Gray, he'll just bounce out further in front for me. I thought Jamie Humphreys, 2 points. I thought he controlled the game really well. We spoke about his defence, his efforts on effort, his energy. He's just full of beans, and he just keeps going. And he just plays a controlled game of footy for a halfback. And like I said, he's changed our game in attack and defence. And I'm going to give 1 point to Keon for his first half performance. A little bit scratchy in the second half, but the way he played in that first half, I think he deserves a point because everyone was pretty poor in that second half. Everyone came up with errors. So it wasn't just Keon, but 3-2-1, Jai, Jamie Humphreys, and Keon 1.
3-2-1 for me. I am going to go 3, Cody Walker. I thought that was, as I said, one of his best games under Wayne. He just looks like he's getting better and better by the week. Try assist galore, really smart footy. 2, you got to give it to Jai Gray. I thought that he was outstanding, and then 1, I think Humphreys just for his just for his kicks. I thought that he got us out of trouble a lot. You talked about that kick in the second half. I think that if we didn't have a Humphreys there, it'd be a very different game.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was Danica Mason was interviewing him, and she got lost in his eyes out there right in front of us. I thought, this interview could go for a month here. But well done, Danica. You cut it off after about 2 minutes, but
Chaps,
well done.
3-2-1, mate.
I'm going Keon, mate. Keon Koloamatangi. That first half set up the win. Just his energy, the way he skipped out of tackles. He scored 2 tries. He had a big influence on the result. And I thought Cody Walker, his best game of the season, touched the ball a lot. Short kicking game was outstanding, and you could probably hear it in the mics out there, but he was barking orders the whole game. Yep. He was in full control of this team, and I think he got us home in the end just with his positive talk out there. Love what you're doing out there, Cody. And Peter Mamazoulis, always been a favourite of mine. Pete, 2 try assists in the game, really crafty. There was another couple of times where he jumps out of dummy half and he engages the marker, squares up and hits Kepi short. Sometimes you think we're going to go the same way. We had a nice little... I pulled him apart on the left, but Pete, he's thinking otherwise. He dummies left, jumps out right, hits another guy short, angled him behind the ruck. And we started to see Pete roll the ruck for the first time this year on that game in the first half, and mate, I loved it.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like he talked about his ruck work. He takes the marker completely out of play, just like little Jimmy out of dummy half, makes the marker think that he's going to go,
and
then he leaves that space
between
between marker and A, and leaves that spot, and then he just boom.
I wasn't seeing that last year. We know he's got it in the lower grades. He plays a really good brand of footy. Seems to be quite dominant. Scores a lot of tries, sets a few up. We're starting to see that now.
Well, we're seeing it on the go when we've got a roll on, haven't we? So Pete's got to sort of like try and do it now on the back foot as well. It's like our halves. The good players can do it on the back foot. But Pete's doing it on the go forward at the moment, and that's good. And then he'll take a lot of confidence out of that. And what I mean by on the back foot, if there's one marker or no markers, just take off. Get an easy 10 metres, and that just gets a bit of a roll on. And
he's using Jamie Humphreys really well too. So when Jamie has a few runs, the opposition thinks, he's going to get the ball here, and he's playing flat to a forward, really short. He's really starting to see the fruits of the labour there.
And his service to Cody, like we spoke about earlier, that 30-metre pass, that was outstanding. Covered 3 or 4 Penrith players. Cody straight on the outside. A bit of space out there, and Cody
and
does
didn't leave it too flat as well. Hit Cody right on the chest.
Yeah, perfect. He can run onto it.
Yeah.
And look, we've been a bit slack with getting the YouTube channel firing, but we've got the confirmation there off Google. We're back, so you can become a channel member if you like. And I can't remember what the price is, Browny. There you can have a look. It'll come up on the screen when you're looking at it. But yeah, you're going to get some exclusive content there. You'll get all the episodes out an hour or two early before anyone else, and we're going to have a little bit of exclusive content going forward. There's no better time to become a member of the Rabbitohs Radio podcast crew.
That was even a surprise to me.
Rabbitohs
Radio.
Radio.
I forgot to tell you that one. Mate. Anyway, all good, mate. So we'll get something like that going. Pathways results aren't in. You know why? They haven't played anyone yet.
That's it.
because it's Saturday morning, and me and Brownie are going out to do that game, so it's probably a bit late. It won't be up by the time you do it. But
Good luck to you.
we're doing the Jersey Flegg game, Penrith versus the Rabbitohs at Redfern. Going to be a wet
Bar
old,
TV, live on Bar TV.
yeah, we're going to be a wet old day out there. And look, the Bunnies looking for their first win, and Panthers, they're looking for their first loss. They're trying to get a loss this week, so hopefully we can marry that up and get a win over the. We've already got them on Thursday night, so let's whitewash this mob, eh? We beat them in the both boys grades last week. Ball, Mats, it's time for a whitewashy.
Yeah.
Do it.
So last time I went off early, we got beat, remember, with a 12-point lead. But anyway, all the best. And you got anything else, boys?
No, nothing for
just
me.
Big game for the boys next week, next Friday, out there at Acor. Again, another home game against the Roosters, our arch rivals. There's going to be a lot of banter around the area throughout the week, and especially at DP World, where there's a lot of Rooster supporters and Rabbitohs supporters.
I've got one for you. Get yourselves out there. The crowds have been pretty ordinary the first couple of weeks. Understand that the Dolphins game was only 2 days to sell it. Thursday nights are tough. Go out there. We only had 10,000 out there the other week.
Yeah.
The other day. Please make the effort to get out there. If you live in this area, it's only a 20-minute drive.
Well, I know one thing. There'll be no Roosters travelling. They don't travel.
Well, mate, they might come out for a kill.
No way.
They might come out for
No
a kill.
way.
They might smell a bit of blood in the water.
I'll
We'll
be
see.
out there. Chaps will be out there.
We need
We'll be all out there.
Let's try and get 25 to 30,000 out there, and
I
they
think we
deserve.
will.
This team is playing their guts out. They're under strength every week. They're putting the effort in for a full 80 minutes, playing right to the halftime bell. Get out there and get behind this mob. Get
Boys,
off your lounge.
Well, I know we just spoke about all the players, but I just want to give the coach a rap. Wayne Bennett. Well, I mean, he doesn't need a rap. He's Wayne Bennett, you know what I mean? But the Wayne Bennett factor, what has he done to this club, in a short amount of time, boys?
Yep.
The last couple of years,
Unbelievable.
we would have lost a couple of them games. Not saying we would have lost the weekend's game, but, at the Dolphins and the Dragons, we definitely would have lost them games last year. How hard are they competing?
Oh, they're just non-stop. They've got themselves in good condition. Trent Elkin and the crew have done a good job there. Their preparation's been good. I think that game can come down to recovery because I went to a training session Monday. They hardly did anything.
It was a short turnaround, wasn't it?
Half the team didn't train. They must have been doing the ice bath recovery, doing all the dietary stuff. Obviously they're making sacrifice dietary wise. And then the captains run pretty light, Brownie.
Yeah.
They didn't look anything amazing. Bit of drop ball, bang, come out and blew them off the park. There was a lot of extras done with Ravalawa, who's a new right winger, in combination there with Tassie. There's a lot of one-on-one stuff, Wayne, with those guys. So, he's putting the effort in, Wayne, really coaching blokes.
Well, the reporters were talking to Wayne at the press conference. They were talking about Keon, how he's made a lot of sacrifices over the off-season, and Wayne said, get to the point. It's food. He's sacrificed food. So, so well done to Keon.
And that was Martin, Martin said, well, I can't talk because Martin's carrying a bit. So, that was his press conferences are a must. You've got to get out and watch them. Generally, we get them up there on Rabbitohs Radio Podcast. Go back and watch the last one if you like. We had a bit of technical difficulties in that first period because Danny Widler's on the opposite side to what I am. I'm holding the mic here, and Wayne's talking away from the mic, so I just cut that out. But anything facing this way sounded pretty good.
Mr. Exclusive, eh?
Yeah, I wouldn't say
Chaps
it was
is a man.
exclusive, but we got in there and got a few questions out. The trade window one, he liked that one. But
Well, Chaps,
I've been banging on about this for years, the trade window. Been an American sports fan and European sports fan. They have a couple of trade windows. I reckon it's got to come in. It's embarrassing the fact that you could, even the Jack Whiten sign, we signed him 18 months before he put on a South jersey. It's not fair on the fans. Yeah. The fans are the game. To see your favourite player sign with someone else and you got to watch him finish off, mate, as soon as you sign, see you later, you're out the door that day. Like they do in America. They ring you and tell you've been traded. Sorry, mate, pack your bags. That's over.
Yep. Well, you certainly asked the right questions, Chaps. Anyway, so there's a couple of
They should have one. I think June, the whole month of June should be a trade window where you can swap players or buy players, right? And then after October, between October, you do a 6-week period, October through to the second week of December. There's your 2 trade windows. That's it. No more trading outside of those periods. It'd be great for the media. The media would be all over that. They could have podcasts every day or live chats every day on especially the first week, which is what they do in America. It's just non-stop. There might be 17 or 18 moves in one day on the first day, even though they might have happened earlier. Then they can go through and break it down. Look, it's a win-win for everyone, including the fans. I think the game has gone past the fact where players can go, it's not enough time to move.
Yeah,
mate, you just get a trailer and a truck and move on. Move town. That's it. It's just, you only got a short career. You're only in it for 10 years. What you do after that career, mate, don't move ever again.
Anyway.
All right.
That's enough.
But the rant's over. All right.
Anyway.
All right, that might be about it for another edition of Rabbitohs Radio Podcast. Up the mighty trade window.
Up the Rabbitohs and see you Teamless Tuesday.
That's it.